When it comes to upgrading your stereo in your Volkswagen Transporter, there are so many options out there. So in this series, we're looking at a whole host of different stereos that you can fit to let you know what they're all about. And in this video, we're going to fit the 9-inch Eonon VWX6S Pro. It's 8-core processor, 8 GB of RAM and 128 GB of storage. This thing is quick. With a van in a workshop, I guess we start by taking the original stereo out. And this is so simple. You pop the tray off the top, it just pulls out. Take the 2 screws out of the panel, undo the screws in the front of the stereo, pop the connectors off. And it's as easy as that to take the stereo out of your Transporter. So that literally took, what, 2 minutes? Not long at all. So we need to have a look at the stereo that's going in it. Now, like I said, we're using the Eonon VWX6S Pro. It comes neatly packaged in this little brown box. So let's take it out and see what we've got. This is a 9-inch touchscreen, and then we've got all of the cables that we might need. We've also got a reverse camera that comes with this as well. It's a nice, clean, sleek looking unit that's going to really update the look of this Transporter's dash. On the back of the unit, we've got the plug here for your loom adapter, and then we've got these little white plugs here for your accessories and your CAN bus connector. We've got your radio antenna there, and then we've got your Wi-Fi and GPS plugs right there. With all those plugs in the back, it looks super scary, but it's really easy because the connectors can only go in one socket, so you can't get it wrong. I'll show you what I mean. The plugs are all different sizes, so you really can't get it wrong. Just put the right size plug in the right size hole and you're good. And in less than a minute, we've got all of those connectors in, and we're now ready to install it into the van. Another thing I'm going to install that didn't come in the box with this, but while I'm here, and this supports it, is I'm going to fit one of these. It is a USB DAB dongle. Because this is an Android head unit, if it hasn't already got DAB software installed, I can install DAB-Z and get DAB in my van. Looking on the back here, we've put a bullet connector onto the live camera / accessory that's next to the RCA for the reverse camera. And then we just plug that into there, and that's the reverse camera connected. With the connectors connected and the stereo back in the hole, the same way that we took the factory one out, you can see it's all in there, ready to go. Now, interestingly, it doesn't come on when you press the button like other aftermarket stereo, because typically these Transporters don't have a switched live. But if I turn the key, so it actually works. That is amazing. It must pick it up through the CAN bus system. But what it means is that you don't have to mess around running a new switch live, because this works off the factory setup. This is the first stereo in the series that actually you don't need to run a separate switch live. This is amazing. With it turned on, first thing you notice, the screen is really clear, but actually, there we go. That's better. So looking at the features that it has, you can see that we've got the FM radio here. We've got what is basically a typical Android user interface here. So it's nice and straightforward. You've got your Play Store to download different apps. You've got Google Maps if you put a SIM card in this and use it as a connected device. Or if you wanted to run your phone as a hotspot, you could do it that way. Then when we look in here, we can see we've got Bluetooth music, we've got settings, and then when we look here, we've got the CAN bus as well. So what this does is this lets you access the features which your stereo picks up from the car. So you can see here that we've got dynamic reversing. So that means that the reverse lines will move backwards and forwards. We've got the park radar display. We've got the park radar. So if your car's got parking sensors, it will show that. Obviously this van does not. Looking through here, we've got all sorts of other bits and pieces that aren't really equipped on this van, but if you put this in a Golf or a Tiguan or even a higher spec van than this one, you'll potentially have things like climate control, and you'll be able to see all of that information on this stereo. We've got notifications to show if your doors are open. So again, we can see that the boot's open there. If I open the driver's door, we can see that the door's open. But that is the passenger door. So if we go into this option here, we can go from normal and switch it around. Again, by pressing that, there we go. We can now see that the driver's door is on the right side. Really easy to work that out. So again, I'll just select both of those and we know that it's perfect. Looking at the features, you can see that we've got lots of different options. If you're familiar with the Android operating system, this will all look pretty straightforward. We can go in here to adjust the audio settings. So there is a whole host of different presets. So you can choose the sound you want without you having to mess around with it. This is so good. Back to the menu, you can see that we've got the radio, we've got RDS with auto find and all of the good stuff. We're inside a steel workshop at the moment, so I get no signal, but if I pull it just into the yard, we get an amazing signal on this. And that's partly due to the fact that this comes with an antenna booster in the box as part of the kit. This is just really well thought out, and you can tell that this is a good quality stereo by just those little touches. So again, looking back on here, we can see we've got a whole bunch of other features. Now, there isn't a DAB app installed, but I have installed DAB-Z. And just by plugging that £20 USB adapter into the back of this stereo, we've now got access to hundreds of different digital radio stations. I think that is an absolute must because it's so easy to fit. It's got a built-in YouTube app. Of course, I was going to show you that. So looking at it, we can go through here, and this doesn't work while you're driving. You can watch your favorite YouTuber, and you can give us a like and a subscribe and press the bell notification, all while waiting for your kids to come out of school or while you're away at a campsite. And the picture quality on this is really good. I'm so impressed. You can connect your phone to it and obviously use it as a hands-free, or you can use the wireless Apple CarPlay that's built in. If you click on Z-Link, and you've connected your phone via Bluetooth, then it takes you straight in to Apple CarPlay, and then you've got all of your Apple CarPlay features. So again, you've got phone, music, maps, go through here. You've got access to all your Apple CarPlay apps, and that's all completely wirelessly. So you don't have to worry about any unsightly, awkward cables dangling down or remembering to plug your phone in. You get in the car, turn it on, and you're connected to Apple CarPlay. Now again, there's something else that separates this from cheaper Android stereos that I've used, and that is Eonon's interface, because I really struggle with these recessed screens in Volkswagens. And this is because I've used other devices that the bottom row of the keyboard is along the bottom row of the screen. And of course, because it doesn't have buttons, you've got these sort of that detect when you press it. If you try to type anything on this bottom row, you're kind of rubbing your fingers across it. So if the keyboard was down here, it's just terrible. Whereas this, because you've got this bottom row of apps, it means that you're not fiddling around. It means that the keyboard is in a really nice, easy, accessible place. And yeah, do you know what? I was skeptical when Eonon sent me this to test, but actually, I think it's really, really good. I'm so impressed with this stereo. One thing we haven't done is tested the reverse camera. So obviously we installed it into the back of the stereo, and then we ran the cables down the side trims of the van out to the tailgate, and then we've wired in the reverse camera. And there we go, we've got reverse lines. We've even got guidelines that move with the steering wheel. That's impressive. But what isn't impressive is my aim. I think we need to adjust this a little bit more. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Personally, I think the Eonon VWX6S Pro is amazing. It's such a good stereo. It's been really well thought out. You get all of the bits in the box that you could possibly need, including that reverse camera. The interface is really well thought out, and it's super simple to use. It's packed with features, and of course, because it's an Android-based operating system, you can always add more. But with the CAN bus integration that this has, that's an absolute game changer for fitting an aftermarket stereo to your Volkswagen Transporter. There's no need to run that new switch live that we've seen with other aftermarket stereos. This is absolute pure plug and play. I'm so impressed. Does this plug and play stereo tick all the boxes and give you all of the features and functionality that you're looking for? Personally, I'm super grateful to Eonon for sending me out this stereo because I get to keep it. So it means I get to have this in my car for a long time to come. But if this isn't the stereo you're looking for, take a look at this one that we tried out in a different video.